tequila sodas were the go-to. They were the gems. And we're live. Welcome to NHL Puck Props with me, Josh Ingles.
You're back. You're back. Are you allowed to be back?
NHL back. Carlo Colaiacovo. Now let's talk. My vacation was great, but you guys went 6-0 while I was gone for 7.75 units. That's wild. And including my Theodore play, that puts it to like 9 units while it's gone. So things were in good hands with you and MVP Jared Hockman.
Buddy, me and Jared have been communicating over the weekend too. And let's just say he stayed hot. Like he went 3-0 Saturday. He went 3 for 4 on Sunday. He went 2-0 last night. Like this guy is just like incredible with his picks right now.
I'm so jealous. Are you
allowed to be back? Are you allowed to be back?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
That's a big shoes to fill, buddy. We got to stay hot here.
Oh God. Okay, we'll try our best. Vegas, Edmonton. Let's go.
Well, this isn't a good start with this Vegas Edmonton because I'm looking at your pick and I'm like,
stop. Yeah. It's already priced in. All right. Hi to everybody there in the chat. Good morning to you. Let's get going. He doesn't like my pick. I like it already.
I'm just confused about it.
Do you think McDavid? All right. Vegas at Edmonton. Edmonton money line at -115. McDavid not playing in this game is priced in at this line, -115. Okay? So you're buying the best number. If McDavid plays, this line moves significantly. Okay? Vegas, I hate Vegas right now. I think they're going to make the playoffs. Let's say that. St. Louis, we'll talk about St. Louis in a bit. Their goaltending has been shit. Okay? They might not have your buddy. Pietrangelo might be out. Okay? Stephenson, I believe, is also questionable. Logan Thompson, like, all these goalies, him and Aiden Hill, like, they haven't been consistent all year. Thompson's allowed 13 goals in his last 3 games. Vegas has just 1 regulation road win in its last 10 road games. And, I mean, Edmonton, obviously McDavid's a giant part of it, but Adam Henrique at least jumps up to the second-line center spot. Draisaitl goes 1. They can do it without him. What do you know about McDavid, whether he sits or not? And why does playing Edmonton without McDavid scare you a bit?
Well, let me answer the first question. I don't know much about McDavid unless what's already out there, right? I mean, he clearly missed practice yesterday. There's talk that he might not play tonight, and that's all I know. But clearly, if he missed practice yesterday, there's some level of concern that he won't play tonight. I think even with McDavid in the lineup, I mean, it's hard for me to pick a winner in this game because of the whole McDavid scenario. But Vegas, to me, like they got Hurdle back last game, or Hurdle played his first game last game. They lose in Vancouver. In a game they led 2-0 in that game, and it was somewhat of a surprise to see them fall out in that game. But I don't know, just something about Edmonton just doesn't sell me on the fact that they could win a big game like this right now at this moment.
Okay. I mean, I love seeing, like Sean York, I appreciate the comment. He says, no Connor, Vegas wins. It's those simple handicaps that I think give you value on the other side, right? Like, okay, say you're playing without, I don't know, going back to the idea. So McDavid on the ice for more than 40% of their scoring. Yeah, I get that. Mikko Rantanen also on the ice for 40% of Colorado scoring as well. I mean, obviously Nathan McKinnon's still there, but it's kind of simplifying the fact. Sure, if this is on neutral ice, is Vegas the better team? Is Vegas a favorite, which this line is indicating? Possibly. I'd put it at more of a coin flip. But do you not get a different effort from your team knowing that McDavid's out?
Yeah, you do, definitely. But is Edmonton used to playing with McDavid out? I mean, he's only missed 2 games this year, and I got to go back and see what the record was in those 2 games that he didn't play. But Vegas, I don't know, like to me, Vegas, they find a way to rise up in these games, and they're used to playing without their star players in the lineup. I don't know. It's a tough one for me, but really it could go either way. Edmonton could easily win this game. I think Vegas could easily win this game. It's a tough one to handicap. But based on the stuff that you just mentioned, I mean, clearly you've done more of your research on it than I have. I'm just going basically on the optics of it. Edmonton could easily look. Edmonton has a lot to play for. Okay, they have a chance to catch Vancouver. They're 5 points behind Vancouver. They have 2 games in hand and a matchup head to head against them. So it's a big game for Edmonton. And you know, if we want to take anything away from Vegas's last game against Vancouver as anything, then yeah, maybe Edmonton is the play.
No, we're seeing Parker Smith value on Edmonton. One player doesn't make a team. I mean,
and maybe Vegas is shit. Maybe they are as bad as you've labeled them to be, and I'm just too caught up in, you know, the whole.
They've been inconsistent for 78 games this year, right? Like injuries have played a giant part, but I don't like their game when Pietrangelo was out last time. Stevenson's their best defensive forward. That's an issue. And their goaltending is crap. But the two games that McDavid was out, they lost 0-3 and 7-4. But that was also in October when they were losing 80% of their games as well. So it's tough to say what they are without him. So in saying that, if you know this team, you know without Connor, they will struggle. That's a comment from Sean York. I don't see them struggling that much. I think the inconsistencies of Vegas, I still think they're one of the more overvalued teams. And like I said, they've won regulation win on the road in their last 10 road games. They haven't dominated away from Vegas. So not a big risk at minus 115 here. And I think the possibility of McDavid playing and that line moving to minus 130 gives you some solid potential for closing line value. So right out of the gate,
if you jump on this now and McDavid plays, then yeah, you're getting great value on a team that has a better chance to win with McDavid.
But if McDavid plays, if McDavid does sit, I don't see this going any shorter than a pick 'em. Like I'd see this number priced in that McDavid is not playing. Chicago, St. Louis. This is Chicago. This is the end of the run. This is where Chicago does their most damage at the end of the year, like last year. But St. Louis, it's interesting spot in St. Louis because Jake Neighbors is still day to day. So that top line, they had Baldock up on that top line with Thomas and Shen, but game script could go our way. And that's why I'm taking Braden Shen for over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 120. Second on the team in shots on goal over the last 30 days behind Jordan Kyrou, who is the absolute heel. Like every time he gets demoted or they say bad things, he plays well. And Kyrou is starting to heat up again. He's playing on the second line, but Shen's playing on that top line. He's playing PP1. He's got at least 2 shots in 9 of his last 10 games. He's 3 straight overs on this number. And Chicago's a great shooting team. Bottom 5 numbers in shots allowed last 30 at 5-on-5. The thing that I like, I talked about game script could be in our favor. Chicago could play well in this game. Obviously the worst road team in hockey and coming off that shutout, but they could push St. Louis, who absolutely needs points. They're minus 245 favorites, 5 points out of the playoffs, 4 games remaining. It's a lot of pressure for a team that didn't have a lot of, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for, like projection to be a playoff team to begin with. How tough is it for Seattle to muster some points versus bad competition?
St. Louis?
What'd I say?
You said Seattle. We're talking about
St. Louis. I saw STL in my game notes and just translated incorrectly. Yes. How tough is it for the Blues here to get points down the stretch, even versus Chicago?
Well, I mean, every point is a lifeline for them, right? They're 5 points behind the final playoff spot that Vegas currently holds. And this tonight could be a swing, right? If Vegas loses and St. Louis wins, now the gap's closed to 3 points. But Chicago, St. Louis is always a rivalry, regardless of how good or how bad each team is. I played in it. It's awesome. There'll probably be a lot of Blackhawks fans in St. Louis, even though the game and the team isn't that good or doesn't expect to be that good. And sometimes these are the harder games to play. Or St. Louis, you're probably thinking, okay, 2 points before the game even starts. And Chicago's like, well, wait a minute. Let's play the game first and let's see what happens. But, you know, you'd have to think that St. Louis has to bring their A game tonight because they cannot afford to lose this one. And if that's the case, you expect the big boys to come out and show up and play. And Shen's been one of those guys that has stepped up in big moments. And St. Louis had a tough loss the other night. I'm trying to remember who they played the other night. It was a playoff. I think it wasn't Vegas where they had a loss. Are you bringing it up?
Yeah. St. Louis 6-5 shootout win. Anaheim 2-3 overtime loss. San Jose 3-6 loss.
Sorry. They did lose to San Jose, but then in Anaheim, they had a 5-2 lead in the third period and went to overtime and had to win that one. So they're coming off of that long West Coast swing. I know it's not full 3-hour time change, but it's still a road trip. This could be one of those quicksand type of games for St. Louis. So, could be an opportunity for Chicago to steal one, or it could be a get right spot for St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago plus 200 is not a bad spot. And then one of the reasons Chicago's basically only winning games is because of the play of. Good thing they paid Peter Mrazek. He's earning that money when nobody thought that he was worth whatever it is. Like,
yeah,
it's not $5 million, was it, or was it 5 over 2?
No, I think it was a 3-year or 2-year deal at $4 million a year or something like that.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Something like that.
But he's and Soderblom's played actually really well too. So could be get pucks on net strategy here from St. Louis, who, like I said, 5 points out, 4 games to go, trying to catch up to Vegas. So we'll see how that goes.
The last time these two teams played was in December 23rd. It was a 7-5 St. Louis win. And St. Louis had 42 shots on goal in that game.
Ta-da!
So they've averaged over 30 shots a game against them over the last 4 meetings. So
St. Louis has been shooting, but like in some of those games, like 47 shots versus Nashville, they lost 3-6. Like, game script's very important. When you're up 7-2, you're not shooting the puck anymore. You're getting it in, and the bottom guys are playing. But this game could be a little tighter than the line is projecting here at minus 245 favorite. Let's leave it at that. Go to the next game. And Bostona says, no shades. See little tan. My kid dropped my glasses and they slightly broke, so I've had to fix them. Fix them.
Oh, no way.
I know. Yeah, slight tan. Just dominating the water volleyball courts out there. Oh, good God. Just playing with a bunch of Brits who, I don't know if they've ever played volleyball before, but they didn't. They're just one and over. I'm like, we got to start passing the ball here, guys. Yikes. No one cares. No one listens to me, even on vacation. All right. Laying off the side in St. Louis, Chicago, which is probably the best. No one's paying minus 245 for St. Louis, and I don't see them walking away with an easy puck line victory in that game. Final game, Arizona, Vancouver. This is a game I can get behind. Vancouver's offense. And still back in Connor Garland. His shots on goal has corrected. His points is starting to correct, but there's still some value here. We're going for a point, minus 125. Then we're going a half or 0.55 units for an assist at plus 185. So maybe we hit both of those in one shot. It's a great spot for the Vancouver offense. Arizona played yesterday. Garland has not gone pointless in 2 straight games since March 3rd. He's been wildly consistent. He's played on that line with Dakota Joshua and JT Miller, and he's playing PP1. 14 points over those 16 games, 5 goals, 5 assists over his last 10 games, coming off a 2-goal outing. Arizona, like I said, back-to-back. Vancouver, 8-2 straight up in the matchup in the last 10. And another big one that I love hitting, Arizona possibly down 2 missing starting centermen. And we talk about how important it is to have solid defensive centermen. Nick Bukestad, Barrett Hayton, questionable. When Alex Kerfoot is your number 1 center, defensively, you might not be at your best. We should see Connor Ingram in net, 3.06 goals against, I believe, somewhere around there over his last 10 games. I mean, I don't trust – no one trusts Vancouver right now with Casey DeSmith, right? Like, there's not a lot of trust there. But that's got to give a little more edge to the Vancouver offense that it has to do a little more heavy lifting when you're without your, I don't know, Vezina caliber goalie, no?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it forces the issue, right? They probably want to be involved in lower scoring games, but they're forced to play in higher scoring games because they're either chasing it or the other team is playing catch up. So the offense has clicked fire as clicked the last couple of games, and Garland has been a surprise reason for that. I mean, is a guy that they wanted to get rid of before the season, but he's definitely found a nice fit and a home under a full year of Rick Tocchet. And as Parker Smith mentions in the crowd, Seelovs might actually get the start tonight instead of the Smith. I don't think it matters. They're both not the same caliber as Ademko, but Arizona finds themselves in these high scoring games. One, because they give up a lot, and two, they can score as well.
Yeah, and didn't even know, as Parker Smith also points out, Garland plays well versus his old team. So revenge team. Yeah. That's always a hard one to find. Yeah. No, that's a good point. So
I actually like that plus 185 for the assists.
Yeah, they have him as like such a goal scorer, right? Like when you see that disparage, like the differential between his points and his assists, you're looking at guys who, I like when he's writing things down.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I was.
I like when he's writing things down. That's going in the account. Yeah. I like that. But no, that is a massive difference. I mean, what are we talking? We're talking, over 100 points of difference on that situation. He does lead his team in shots on goal per 60 and like all shooting rates, but he's also playing on the line with one of the best in-tight goal scorers in all of hockey with JT Miller and on that power play. So there's a lot to like about him just getting a helper versus an Arizona penalty kill that's awful, and an Arizona defensive, forward group that is missing two centers. So let's get Garland in on there for a point and another half a point.
Okay. I'm kind of liking these plays. The Edmonton one, I'm still teetering on, but
okay, when it closes at minus 130 and McDavid plays and you're sitting with minus 115, you can thank me later.
I tell you what, if it comes in, you'll be definitely getting the knuckles from me.
Oh God, I can't wait for you messaging your side piece Jared on the side, just badmouthing me. Oh God, next time I'm hanging out with Jared, I'm like, who are you talking to? Nobody. Are you talking to Carlo? Nice. Are you talking to Carlo? Yeah, no. Inside 18 goals, 24 assists. Talking about Garland, I'm sure, but I think he's slightly underrated as an assist guy, just because of his shooting metrics. But that's what we got. 3-game slate today. Today is Wednesday. We are back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, and then next week we'll have a different schedule as we get ready for the playoffs. I think we'll be doing 2 days next week. During the end of the regular season. It's a landmine out there. It's pretty difficult. And then we'll do a prep show Friday for the playoffs. And there's nothing. I love betting Conn Smythe future odds, right?
Already. Wow.
No, I haven't bet him yet, but like those 100 to 1s, right?
Starts,
Remember like holding Sergei Bobrovsky like 100 to 1 last year? Like
you were holding that?
Yeah, because they started Alex Lyon to begin with, right? And and then
that's right.
Yeah, I'm like, they're not going to remember
put that in after the first round, did you not?
Yeah, I got him early. I knew he'd come back, but like, why not? But yeah, very excited for some Conn Smythe stuff. Was already thinking in my head who you got. I'm looking forward to it. So that will wrap up the show. A little quick recap on what we got. Boys are split, but I'm going Edmonton money line minus 115. Then we're going Braden Shen in a spot where St. Louis could be trailing in this game and could be firing a lot of pucks on some hot goaltending. Braden Shen for 3 shots, minus 120. And then 1.5 units altogether on Garland, 1 unit on his points at minus 125, and then 0.55 units on an assist at a great plus 185. Big Garland fan. Let's wrap it up there. Absolutely crushed it while I was gone. But I mean, where are we?
You're back. Let's crush
it.
Let's crush it.
Producer Mix, like, wrap it up. And you guys should stick around because we got NBA player props live at 10:30 right after this with John Metler, I believe. I could be wrong.
Wow.
I know. Like, producer Mick is just burning the candle at both ends, just show after show. We got Before You Bet. We got UFC 300 coming up. We got Joe Osborne interviewing GSP, right? Did you see that?
Oh, no way.
Yeah, really cool spot there.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So, nice hat, Coco. Insight. No NBA today. There you go. Thank you, Mick, to save me. Before You Bet with Joe Osborne at 12 noon. That's what we got there. I'll figure out that NBA schedule sooner or later. I'll figure out my own one.
You're still coming back from vacation. You're good.
Those are the three. Those are the 3 plays. 4 plays really. We got riding today. I'll leave that at that. Appreciate everybody there in the comment. If Vegas wins, you can vilify me, but I do think Edmonton is the right side in that game. But I'd like to see a good split in ideology and in the betting world. So I'm Josh Ingles. He's Carlo Colaiacovo. This is NHL Puck Prop presented by Sports Interaction. Let's go. See ya tomorrow.
Ciao.